The former President Trump, as well as other Republicans, sent you a letter asking you to keep him on the ballot. Could you tell us why you decided to keep him on the ballot? Because you also received calls to remove him.
When it comes to the 14th Amendment, it's a little bit more abstract than the qualifications in Article 2, in that it says that if an individual has participated in an insurrection, they cannot hold an office. And the list of offices is actually quite large in that section. I believe that there needs to be due process as part of that discussion, and the determination should not be placed on one individual to make that decision. And so to have a system play out where a candidate is not allowed in some states to be on the ballot, but is in others, it's going to create chaos.
Do you wish the Supreme Court would have weighed in on this before you had to make the decision on your own?
Well, that certainly would have been helpful. But I know that there's a process in the judicial system where the issues, that there is a way that issues rise to the level of the Supreme Court. And so I made a decision to leave President Trump's name on the ballot.
With the former president's comments going back to even the first time he ran for president back in 2016 about elections potentially being rigged, that has injected uncertainty among his supporters as well as other voters about the process. Are his claims about that helpful or unhelpful to you as a Secretary of State?
When a national figure makes a statement that there was fraud in the election or it was rigged somehow, that certainly impacts how followers perceive the election process. And that's a difficult thing to combat. And the way we do that is, where is the proof? And people have not been demanding that to the degree that I think that they should have.
Is your office concerned about threats against election workers, and how are you working to mitigate that?
We encourage the towns where the polling places are located to have a law enforcement officer at the polling place. We're not aware of any going into this election, but we won't let our guard down.
And those safety measures, are those new since the last general election?
What is new is the degree to which we are developing the what-if structures that have to be in place to deal with some type of an emergency.
Are you foreseeing that there will be challenges if the former president does not come in first? Because he has been talking about that undeclared voters should be taken off of the rolls for this primary. Are you concerned that he might start talking about them being a part of a rigged election?
I think it's possible that that could happen, and I think if it does, we will be able to address it. New Hampshire's process of allowing undeclared voters has been in place for decades. It is nothing new.